For centuries, we have looked up at the stars, wondering what lies beyond. Yet beneath our feet, there is another world, an ancient one, silent, dark, and far more mysterious. Across continents, beneath mountains and fields and cities, lie thousands of miles of tunnels, some built thousands of years ago, stretching far beyond what history can explain. They connect ancient temples, led to buried cities, and in some cases, disappear into the earth without a trace of their beginning or end. No one truly knows who built them or why, but they exist, and their presence challenges everything we think we know about the past. Our story begins in Turkey, in the heart of Cappadocia. Beneath this region's rugged volcanic landscape lies one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries ever made. Derinkuyu, an underground city carved entirely from solid rock. It descends more than 280 feet deep and could once house up to 20,000 people, along with their livestock, food, and water supplies. Its tunnels twist and branch like the veins of a living creature, forming a labyrinth that could hide an entire civilization from the world above. And Derinkuyu is not alone. There are at least 200 similar underground cities scattered across Cappadocia, some interconnected, others isolated, all shrouded in mystery. No one knows exactly when or why they were built. The oldest estimates date them to over 12,000 years ago, long before recorded history, before the pyramids, before the rise of agriculture. Mainstream archaeology suggests the Phrygians or early Christians expanded the tunnels for refuge, but new studies suggest something far older at work. The precision, the ventilation shafts, and the sheer engineering scale point to builders with an advanced understanding of geology and design. Derinkuyu's air shafts circulate fresh oxygen through 8 floors underground, something even modern architects marvel at. Its massive stone doors, perfectly balanced, could seal entire levels from invaders. Whoever built it knew how to live in the dark. The official explanation is that ancient people fled underground to escape invasions or climate disasters. But the question remains, why go to such extraordinary lengths? Why carve entire cities beneath the earth when building above it was easier, safer, and faster? What danger forced humans underground for generations? As we move west, the mystery deepens. In 2017, archaeologists discovered a vast tunnel network running beneath the ancient city of Teotihuacan in Mexico. The tunnels were sealed over 2,000 years ago and remained hidden until a chance discovery during a storm. When scientists broke through the chamber, they found something astonishing: pools of liquid mercury flowing beneath the temple, surrounded by pyrite crystals that glimmered like stars in the darkness. The walls were painted to mimic the cosmos. It was as if the people of Teotihuacan had recreated the heavens below the ground. What was the purpose of such a place? Mercury, in ancient symbolism, represented life and the divine. The tunnels may have been designed as a symbolic underworld, a pathway for priests or kings to communicate with the gods. But there's another theory, that these were not simply ceremonial spaces, but repositories of ancient knowledge. In many cultures, the underground was not just a realm of the dead, it was the realm of creation itself, the womb of the earth. Civilizations built beneath the surface, not just to hide, but to connect with something deeper, something eternal. Across the world, from Europe to South America, these subterranean structures share eerie similarities. In Austria and Germany, explorers have uncovered the Erdställe tunnels, thousands of narrow, hand-carved passageways dating back to the Neolithic period. They stretch for hundreds of miles across the countryside, connecting villages and ancient sites. Many are too small for normal human movement, requiring people to crawl through them. Their purpose is unknown. They contain no signs of habitation, no tools, no markings. Some end abruptly in solid rock, as if the builders vanished mid-work. Radiocarbon dating puts them at over 10,000 years old, yet they show remarkable precision. Some archaeologists dismiss them as ancient storage spaces or escape routes, but the scale suggests otherwise. Why would primitive people with limited tools invest centuries of labor into tunnels that serve no clear function? Were they refugees from something unseen, or remnants of a forgotten age? Even in Britain, legends speak of vast tunnel systems linking ancient monuments. Stories tell of roads that run beneath the land from Cornwall to Scotland, passing under Stonehenge and connecting it to the sea. While most are dismissed as myth, recent radar scans have revealed deep anomalies beneath several prehistoric sites, voids and channels that defy natural explanation. The further we look, the more the pattern repeats. From the Andes to the Himalayas, from Egypt to China, ancient tunnels appear beneath temples, pyramids, and fortresses. They are carved with precision beyond their supposed era, often using techniques that seem impossible without advanced tools. Some are so smooth they resemble machine-cut stone, yet they were made thousands of years before metallurgy. One of the most striking examples lies beneath Egypt's Saqqara necropolis, older than the pyramids of Giza. There, a complex of tunnels and chambers stretches for miles under the desert, lined with granite sarcophagi weighing up to 80 tons each. The surfaces are flawless, the corners perfectly square. No records explain who built them or how they were carved. Modern engineers admit they would struggle to replicate such precision today, even with laser equipment. In China, beneath the hills of Zhejiang province, lies another enigma, the Longyou Caves. Discovered in 1992 by villagers draining a pond, these 24 massive chambers were carved entirely by hand from solid sandstone. The interiors are vast, some reaching 100 feet high, and every surface is covered in uniform, intricate carvings as if etched with machine precision. Each cave would have required removing thousands of tons of stone, yet no debris has ever been found. There are no records in Chinese history of their construction. Local archaeologists date them to at least 2,000 years old, but their true age could be far greater. The question remains, why build such monumental structures underground in total secrecy and leave no trace of their purpose? Some researchers believe these tunnels served as refuges from catastrophic events, perhaps from floods, cosmic impacts, or sudden climate shifts. Others see them as ritual spaces, built to emulate the mythic underworlds described in ancient texts. Yet a growing number of scientists and historians believe something even more complex was happening. A shared knowledge, a blueprint passed across continents, linking civilizations that officially never met. Consider this. At the same time that people in Anatolia were digging Derinkuyu, ancient cultures across Europe were building similar underground sanctuaries. In South America, the pre-Incan peoples carved tunnels beneath Cusco that led to hidden chambers. In Asia, stories spoke of the Nagas, serpent beings who lived beneath the earth and taught humans the secrets of civilization. The parallels are too consistent to dismiss as coincidence. Even in mythology, the underworld is never simply a place of death, it is a place of transformation. From the Egyptian Duat to the Greek Hades, from the Mayan Xibalba to the Hindu Patal Lok, the same idea repeats. Beneath the earth lies the realm of gods, ancestors, and rebirth. Could these ancient tunnels have been more than just shelters or tombs? Could they have been portals, literal or symbolic, to another state of being? Archaeologists tend to resist such interpretations, but the evidence grows harder to ignore. Many of the tunnels align with astronomical events. Some point towards solstice sunrises or the positions of certain constellations. In Turkey, researchers found that the layout of some underground cities mirrors the patterns of the stars above. It's as if the builders sought to recreate the heavens below the ground, a reflection of the cosmos in stone. But why? What would drive an ancient civilization to turn the earth itself into a mirror of the sky? The answer might lie in how they saw the world. To early humans, the earth was alive, conscious, a divine being. Building underground was not an act of hiding, but of communion, of returning to the womb of creation. These tunnels were not built to escape the world, but to connect with its deepest essence. Still, one mystery remains unsolved. The sheer scale. The combined length of known ancient tunnels, those confirmed through archaeology, already stretches over 10,000 miles, and many more remain unexplored. From Turkey to Scotland, from Peru to China, they form an invisible web beneath our feet, linking sacred sites and ancient settlements. Some are natural caverns expanded by human hands, others entirely man-made. The deeper we dig, the more we find, as if the earth itself is revealing a forgotten network built by hands that no one remembers. And yet, despite all the research, we have no clear origin story. Every culture attributes the tunnels to someone else, to gods, to giants, to beings from below. The builders never left a signature. The deeper we go, the older the tunnels become, as if we are descending not just into the earth, but into memory itself. What if these tunnels are the remnants of a civilization erased from history, one that knew something we no longer understand? In the cold silence of these subterranean worlds, one question echoes through the stone. Were our ancestors hiding from something, or reaching toward it? If the tunnels of the ancient world were simply for refuge, their design would be practical, straightforward, functional, focused on survival. But the deeper archaeologists go, the clearer it becomes that many of these underground networks were built for something far greater. Across continents, the tunnels display a shared understanding of acoustics, geometry, and cosmic alignment that defies the idea of coincidence. These were not just hiding places. They were systems of knowledge built by people who saw the earth as sacred and the act of digging into it as a way of reaching something divine. Far to the west of Turkey, in the Andes Mountains of Peru, lies a site that reveals this ancient mindset in perfect form, Chavin de Huantar. At first glance, it seems like a temple complex, but beneath its surface lies a labyrinth of tunnels and passageways carved thousands of years ago. When the first explorers entered, they found that sound behaved strangely inside. A single note of a conch shell, blown in one corridor, would echo like the roar of a jaguar in another. The tunnels were not just architecture, they were instruments designed to alter human perception. Archaeologists now believe Chavin was an ancient ceremonial center, where priests used sound, darkness, and vibration to transport people into altered states of consciousness. The underground world, in this sense, was not a place to hide, it was a place to transform. Civilizations like the one at Chavin de Huantar viewed the tunnels as portals between worlds. Entering them symbolized death to the ordinary self, and emerging meant rebirth. This idea reappears everywhere, from the Egyptian tombs beneath the desert to the Mayan caves that served as gateways to Xibalba, the underworld of trials. Across cultures separated by oceans and millennia, the pattern repeats. To go beneath the earth was to confront the mysteries of creation and transcendence. But alongside these spiritual interpretations lie far older and darker legends. In Asia, the myth of Agartha speaks of a vast subterranean world stretching beneath continents, inhabited by an advanced and enlightened race. In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, this underground realm is known as Shambhala, a kingdom of pure wisdom hidden beneath the Himalayas, where beings of great knowledge preserve the secrets of the universe. Theosophists in the 19th century revived these stories, claiming that remnants of lost civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria retreated underground after great cataclysms. Some even believe that Agartha connects to the surface through hidden tunnels beneath Tibet, the Gobi Desert, and the poles. Modern archaeology dismisses these legends as metaphor, yet many of the world's most enigmatic tunnel systems lie precisely in the regions described by these myths. In Tibet, explorers have discovered vast networks of caverns carved into the sides of mountains, containing shrines and chambers where ancient monks meditated for decades. In Mongolia, locals still tell stories of people who vanished into the mountains and never returned, said to have found the gates to Shambhala. The pattern is consistent. Wherever the myth of the underworld appears, ancient tunnels are never far behind. Even in North America, indigenous legends speak of great civilizations that lived beneath the ground. The Hopi people tell of the Ant people, beings who saved humanity by sheltering them in vast subterranean cities during the destruction of the previous world. When the catastrophe ended, they led the survivors back to the surface through a hole in the ground called the Sipapu, a sacred symbol of emergence that still features in their rituals today. The Navajo have similar stories, describing how humans once lived underground in a great cavern, guided by holy beings to the surface. These are not isolated tales. They mirror the same pattern found in Asia, South America, and Europe. Everywhere, humanity remembers a time when life beneath the earth was not an anomaly, but a necessity. If these stories were just myths, they would not align so precisely with archaeology. Yet the deeper we dig, the more evidence we find of enormous underground structures with no clear explanation. In China, for instance, lies one of the most puzzling mysteries ever discovered: the Longyou Caves. Found in 1992 when villagers drained what they thought were simple ponds, the caves revealed themselves as an immense complex of man-made chambers carved with impossible precision. The walls are smooth, covered in uniform chisel marks that spiral in perfect symmetry. Each chamber could fit a cathedral, yet there are no signs of tools, debris, or human remains. There are no records in Chinese history describing their construction. Carbon dating suggests they were built more than 2,000 years ago, possibly older. What purpose did they serve? The acoustics are extraordinary. A single whisper carries across the chamber, magnified as if the rock itself were alive. Some believe the caves were temples for sound and vibration, others think they were vast reservoirs or energy chambers. But perhaps the most striking thing is their silence. How could such monumental construction, requiring millions of man-hours, leave no trace in the records of one of the world's most meticulous civilizations? The absence of explanation is its own kind of evidence. Meanwhile, across the ocean in South America, similar wonders lie beneath the ground. In the city of Cusco, Peru, tunnels known as the Chincana are said to run beneath the Temple of the Sun, connecting to faraway ruins like Sacsayhuaman. Explorers who entered them often never returned. In 2008, a team using ground-penetrating radar confirmed the existence of vast voids and passages beneath Cusco, sealed for unknown reasons. Local legends claim they lead to hidden chambers filled with gold and knowledge from the gods. Some even believe these tunnels connect to others stretching deep into the Andes, forming a network linking ancient sacred sites across the continent. In Egypt, too, the idea of an underground world has deep roots. Beneath the sands of Saqqara and Giza, archaeologists have uncovered miles of tunnels connecting temples and burial shafts. Some passages lead to chambers lined with enormous granite sarcophagi weighing over 70 tons each, perfectly carved and polished. No hieroglyphs, no explanations. In 2018, radar imaging revealed further hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, reigniting theories that Egypt's greatest secrets lie below, not above, the surface. Ancient texts like the Book of the Hidden Chamber describe the Duat, the Egyptian underworld, as a realm of light, tunnels, and gates, a cosmic landscape that the soul must navigate after death. Across every ancient culture, from the Mayans to the Mesopotamians, from the Celts to the Persians, there runs the same thread: tunnels, caverns, and passages leading into the earth. Sometimes they are entrances to the afterlife, sometimes places of initiation, sometimes cities of the gods. The consistency of this imagery across continents that never met is startling. It suggests a shared ancient understanding of the earth as a living being, with arteries and organs, an inner world as vital as the surface. But what if this shared knowledge was not symbolic? What if there truly was a global network of tunnels connecting ancient civilizations? Archaeologists once laughed at the idea, but discoveries over the past century have begun to change that. In 2012, Dr. Heinrich Kusch, an archaeologist at Karl Franzens University in Austria, published research documenting thousands of Neolithic tunnels stretching from Scotland to Turkey. Some are small and narrow, others large enough for people to walk through comfortably. They appear to have been dug with incredible precision, following patterns that seem deliberate rather than random. Kusch's work suggests these tunnels may once have formed a vast network, 10,000 miles long, spanning the ancient world. Skeptics argue that no prehistoric people could have created such an extensive system. But if they didn't, who did? And why do the tunnels connect ancient sites aligned with the stars, the same alignments found in temples, pyramids, and stone circles? Some researchers believe the tunnels served as trade routes or escape passages. Others see them as something more profound: conduits of energy, linking sacred sites through the Earth's natural electromagnetic lines, what some call ley lines. These lines, mapped centuries later by mystics and dowsers, seem to connect monuments across the globe in mathematically precise ways. Whether coincidence or ancient knowledge, the alignment is real. The deeper we study these tunnels, the more questions arise. Their walls are often vitrified, as if exposed to extreme heat, melting the stone surface into glass. In Peru and Bolivia, some tunnels bear marks identical to those found on megalithic sites like Pumapunku, where stone blocks are cut with machine-like precision. In Turkey's Derinkuyu, the air shafts maintain a perfect flow through dozens of levels, something even modern engineers find difficult to replicate. In China's Longyou Caves, the symmetry of the carving implies the use of advanced tools. Everywhere we look, the tunnels seem beyond the capabilities of the cultures that supposedly built them. If these tunnels were indeed connected, or at least inspired by the same blueprint, it suggests a level of coordination impossible for the ancient world as we understand it. It implies communication between continents long before recorded history, a shared knowledge of engineering, astronomy, and geometry. That idea may sound impossible, yet the evidence lies all around us. The same patterns, the same methods, the same obsession with the underworld. It's as if every civilization on Earth inherited the same memory, a memory of something that came before. Perhaps these tunnels were not just structures, but messages, inscribed into the Earth itself, meant to survive when all else was lost. Maybe they were designed to outlast civilizations, to carry knowledge through time, hidden from flood, war, and decay. After all, the surface world changes constantly, but the underground endures. What if these tunnels were not built merely for the people of their time, but for those who would come long after, for us? The Earth keeps its secrets well. For every tunnel that's been found, countless others remain sealed or forgotten. Radar scans and satellite imaging reveal voids beneath nearly every ancient site on Earth, from Giza to Angkor Wat, from Stonehenge to Machu Picchu. The patterns are too consistent to ignore. Something in humanity's distant past drove our ancestors to dig, to carve, to descend. And perhaps, buried in the darkness they left behind, lies the truth about where we came from and what we were trying to escape. In every age, humanity has turned to the underground when faced with fear, mystery, or transformation. Beneath the earth, we have found refuge, we have built temples, and we have buried our dead. The tunnels of the ancient world may have begun as sanctuaries, but their story did not end there. Even as civilizations rose and fell, the instinct to dig deeper continued, and in the modern age, that instinct has only grown stronger. The ancient builders may have been driven by faith or survival, but the tunnels of today are driven by something more complicated: power, secrecy, and fear of what lies above. The same planet that once inspired humanity to carve sanctuaries in stone is now filled with an entirely new kind of underworld, one hidden not in myth, but in plain sight. Beneath major cities, there are entire worlds the public will never see. Subterranean railways, government bunkers, data vaults, missile silos, and laboratories built to withstand nuclear war. The surface of the Earth is mapped and known, but below it, there exists another world, one of silence and shadows. In China, it is called the Underground Great Wall. Deep beneath the mountains of Hebei province lies a secret tunnel network said to stretch for thousands of miles. Built by the People's Liberation Army during the Cold War, it houses China's nuclear arsenal, missile launch sites, and military command centers. The scale is staggering, an entire nation's power buried within the earth. Engineers say the tunnels could hide over 3,000 nuclear warheads. From the surface, there is no sign of what lies below. Like the underground cities of Cappadocia, the entrances are disguised, the air vents hidden among the hills. To those who live above, it might as well not exist. In Russia, beneath the Ural Mountains, there is a place so secret that its very purpose remains classified: Mount Yamantau. Satellite images show a vast complex dug into the rock, a fortress built to survive global catastrophe. Western intelligence agencies have speculated for decades about what lies inside: command bunkers, genetic research facilities, or archives meant to preserve the Russian government in the event of nuclear war. Officially, it is a mining site. Unofficially, it is a monument to humanity's fear of its own creations. In the United States, beneath the deserts of New Mexico, lies another legend, the Dulce Base. Officially, it does not exist. But stories persist of an underground facility hidden beneath Archuleta Mesa, connected to other secret installations by high-speed tunnels. Whistleblowers have claimed that Dulce houses genetic experiments and classified technology, even contact with non-human entities. Whether myth or reality, the idea of such a place reflects a universal pattern. Our deepest secrets are buried underground. Even in civilian life, the underworld grows. Beneath London runs the deep-level shelters, a network of tunnels first built to protect citizens during the Blitz and later repurposed for government use. Beneath Washington, D.C., tunnels connect the Capitol, the White House, and military bunkers like Raven Rock and Mount Weather. In Switzerland, the Gotthard Base Tunnel runs for 35 miles through the Alps, a triumph of modern engineering, but also a symbol of humanity's endless urge to conquer the depths. We build upward to touch the sky and downward to escape it. In the Arctic, another kind of tunnel hides a different secret, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Carved into a frozen mountain on a remote Norwegian island, it holds the genetic heritage of the world's crops, preserved in case of global disaster. It is, in many ways, the modern equivalent of the ancient tunnels of Derinkuyu or Longyou, a vault built to protect life itself from extinction. Beneath the ice, we have stored our hope. What connects all these examples, from the ancient to the modern, is not technology, but instinct. The same fear that drove the builders of Derinkuyu to carve cities in stone now drives nations to hide their weapons, their data, their seeds, and their power beneath the surface. The same reverence that made the people of Teotihuacan recreate the cosmos underground now pushes us to bury our digital archives, our energy reserves, and our histories in the earth. The underground is no longer a mystery. It is a mirror showing us who we truly are when the world above becomes too fragile to trust. But even with all our progress, one truth remains unchanged. The Earth still holds secrets we cannot explain. Beneath the Andes, radar scans have revealed vast, hollow voids stretching for miles, too symmetrical to be natural. In Egypt, new ground-penetrating surveys continue to find sealed chambers beneath the pyramids, untouched for millennia. In China, beneath the tomb of the first emperor Qin Shi Huang, researchers have detected enormous caverns filled with mercury, the same element found beneath Teotihuacan. They have not opened the site, fearing the consequences. It seems that, even now, some tunnels are meant to remain closed. Perhaps that is the lesson of the underground, that it exists not just to be explored, but to remind us of what we cannot see. The ancients built beneath the earth to find the divine. We build beneath it to preserve ourselves from destruction. Both acts come from the same place, the human understanding that everything above ground is temporary. Kingdoms fall, empires crumble, even mountains turn to dust. But the earth endures, and what we hide within it becomes part of its memory. Some scientists believe that much of human history remains buried, entire civilizations swallowed by time. The lost city of Dwarka in India, found submerged off the coast of Gujarat, revealed stone walls and streets that predate known history. In Central America, LiDAR imaging has uncovered entire Mayan cities hidden beneath jungle canopies, connected by roads that stretch for hundreds of miles. And yet, for every discovery we make, there are countless others still waiting below, erased by flood, ash, or the slow drift of continents. What if, deep beneath the layers of rock and soil, there are still tunnels connecting worlds we no longer remember? What if the myths of Agartha, Shambhala, and the ant people are not metaphors, but memories? Every generation believes it is the first to build, the first to discover, the first to conquer. But the tunnels remind us that we are only repeating an ancient pattern, one that began long before recorded time. We think of progress as forward motion, but perhaps it is more like a spiral, looping through the same instincts again and again. The ancients dug into the earth seeking protection, enlightenment, or communion with the gods. We do the same now, though we call it by other names: defense, science, infrastructure. In the end, it is all the same impulse: to go beneath, to hide, to preserve what matters most when the world above begins to crumble. Maybe the tunnels were never just escape routes. Maybe they were messages, warnings left by those who came before. They tell us that no matter how high we climb or how far we reach, we will always look back toward the ground, searching for safety in the dark. The surface may hold our civilizations, but the underground holds our truth. It is the place where we store our fears, our faith, and our memories, the archive of humanity itself. If one day, far in the future, another civilization were to dig beneath the earth as we have, what would they find? They might uncover our tunnels, our bunkers, our subterranean cities. They might wonder, as we do now, what drove us to build them. Would they think we were hiding from a threat or preparing for rebirth? Would they see us as engineers or survivors of something greater than ourselves? The story of the tunnels is the story of humanity, a story of descent and return, of fear and hope, of creation and destruction. From the first stone passage carved by firelight to the nuclear bunkers humming beneath the earth today, every tunnel is a line in the same script. It is the record of our need to endure, to protect, to remember. Beneath our cities and fields, beneath mountains and oceans, the earth still keeps our secrets. 10,000 miles of tunnels lie silent, their walls breathing the history of everything we have been. They remind us that the past is never truly gone, only buried, waiting for us to listen. Because maybe, just maybe, the greatest story of humanity is not written in the stars above us, but in the darkness below.